A lot of people in southeast Idaho talk about the spring and the mud season as a time that they don't want to be here. It's the primo time of the year when everything's happening. The eagles are back, we get to go see old friends, see what's happening at nest sites. Okay, en belay.
Michael Whitfield looks for his old friends in the tallest trees. He's the lead bald eagle researcher in the greater Yellowstone area. His team climbs trunks, finds nests,
one young.
And slowly lowers eaglets to the ground with a simple pulley system.
Okay, coming down.
Whitfield carefully unwraps the delivery on the forest floor.
Look at that white talon.
He documents the condition of the baby bird and adds leg bands so he can track the bird's progress over time.
They're just a majestic bird. I'm entranced. The more I watch them, the more mystery there is. And it's starting to feel like after 30 years, I'm starting to understand them a little bit.
Bald eagles were on the endangered species list until August 2007.
That's a very beautiful bird.
Whitfield documented the eagles' rebound in the area surrounding Yellowstone. The number of nesting pairs has increased from 12 in the 1980s to more than 80 today. Whitfield knows where most of the bald eagles nest, so he also knows when something is wrong.
Every spring, there's that anticipation of going out and seeing if such and such eagle is still around, if they're still successfully nesting, and if they've survived.
And one reason they don't survive? Illegal hunting.
It's not uncommon for eagles to come in with parts missing, particularly the feet.
When an eagle is found dead, it's sent here. Idaho Fish and Game biologist Rob Cavallero stores dead eagles in this freezer at his office. They're considered evidence while a cause of death is determined. Some are hit by cars or fly into power lines, but others are poisoned or shot by poachers.
Eagle parts, especially the talons, are pretty impressive, and people see those and they think they're able to just keep that part, but they're not.
Cavallero says some people just want a trinket. Others, though, are motivated by a more serious wildlife trafficking trade, a black market for eagle parts. Eagle parts can be big bucks. In a 2011 trafficking case, a bald eagle carcass sold for $1,000. A single feather went for $500. After Cavallero processes the birds, they're shipped here to the National Eagle and Wildlife Property Repository in Colorado. The repository holds more than 1 million pieces of evidence from wildlife trafficking cases from around the country.
As with any commodity where there is a legal way to commercialize in it, there's often a black market for that commodity. And we found the very same thing with wildlife.
Dan Rollins is one of the 200 U.S. Fish and Wildlife agents nationwide working wildlife trafficking cases.
Making a wildlife case is extremely difficult. Typically, the victim does not have the opportunity to call you and tell you something happened. Footstools from the elephant feet.
In the last 2 years, agents have investigated more than 500 cases involving eagles. This is the evidence. Half of the repository is dedicated just to eagles and eagle parts. Unlike other evidence at the repository, such as tigers and turtles, eagles are the only animals that are actually repurposed.
When we get boxes in, which happens every day, one of our staff members will evaluate the condition of that bird and determine which parts, or if the whole bird, could be used to fulfill an order.
The orders he's talking about most often come from Native Americans. Tribal members have special permission to possess eagle feathers and parts. To them, the birds are considered sacred.
It's a first-come, first-served basis as they submit their application to us.
The repository received more than 2,300 eagles last year and filled almost 4,000 orders.
It is quite amazing that that many come in the door and the orders that get filled.
And while that seems like a lot, Rollins says it doesn't come close to meeting the demand. Some of the feather requests are so color-specific, there's a 5-year wait. The high demand, he says, is one of the factors that motivates a black market.
The black market is available for any part. So I have seen talons being sold, or a full carcass, or just a single feather.
Even when poachers are caught, though, jail time is not as severe as you might think. In one of the biggest recent cases, Operation Rolling Thunder, 12 people busted for wildlife trafficking went to jail for a total of 55 months. That's an average of 4.5 months per person. but investigators say they aren't about to give up.
Although there are always more cases to be made, I firmly believe that the emphasis we're placing on large-scale trafficking is having a positive effect. That's why we have to get out there and just keep digging.
And while Rollins keeps digging,
Move your hand down a little bit.
Whitfield keeps banding, hoping his hands are the last hands that ever touch a wild eagle.
People recognize the bald eagle for the majesty that it is. The fact that it's our national symbol wasn't an accident. Bald eagles are symbols of the wildness of this place. I think we need to do all we can to sustain this resource.